it's Thursday, which means it is Thoughts on Thursday. I haven't done a Thoughts on Thursday for quite a long time. I think August was my last one. So if you don't know what Thoughts on Thursday is, it's kind of just the day where I talk about the things I am thinking about. Just a traditional vlog, really. How have you been? I've been okay. It's been quite a busy week. I have a website now, which is the main thing that I've been working on. quietasmouse.com if you want to see it. I'm putting a link below as well. I'm mainly going to be using it as a blog for a while, I think. My first post is already up. I used to have a blog before I started YouTube, but then once I started YouTube, all of the stuff which would go in the blogs went in vlogs. So the blog sort of petered out. But now I'm writing more regularly. I wanted to do more writing as myself because I don't really do that. It'll probably take me a couple of months to work out what to do with the blog because I don't want it to just be a repeat of my YouTube channel. But once I work that out, I'm expecting it to be quite useful for me to have a place for me to write as myself. The page I had the most fun making was the projects page, quietasmouse.com/projects. Really, it's just a list of the projects I've been working on YouTube and a little bit of information about them. But it was fun to do because I find with videos, you make them, you put them up, and you don't forget them, but you kind of just move on to the next thing. So it was quite nice to look back at some of the stuff I have done and think, I'm quite proud of that. Granted, I'd probably do a lot of it differently now, but for that time, I think I did quite well. And it has past, present and future projects, so if you want to know what's coming up on Quiet as Mouse this year, then there are 3 projects on that list of projects that are new things. One is coming soon-ish, one is coming a bit later than that, and then the third thing is the web series, which will come whenever I find the means to make it. But I'm excited, it's nice to have things coming up. But that brings me on to what I want to talk about today, which is starting projects, which I find is the worst thing. Whatever the thing is that I want to do, the most difficult thing is always the beginning. I have been thinking of getting a website eventually for quite a long time. I don't really need a website right now. You know, the stage I am in my life and career, the size of my YouTube channel, I don't really need a website, you know, another space for me online, but it is a thing that I wanted to happen eventually, you know, as I try to move forward with the web series and other things. So I just kind of decided in the end to do it anyway. But it's difficult because there are so many reasons you can think of all the time why not to start anything. And I'm thinking about creative projects a lot here, but of course with any task, the start is often the biggest hurdle. There's the fear of failure, of you getting it wrong, the worry that this isn't the right time, that you should do it later when you're more prepared or something, that sort of excuse which ends up with you never ever doing the thing. The fear of what other people will say, which is the one which I used to struggle with a lot. I didn't start my YouTube channel for a long time because I was worried of what people who knew me would say, because I'm shy and I don't talk much and I'm not known for being a creative person, I would say. But thankfully I powered through that one, and that's not so much of a factor in my life anymore, mainly because I've now been making YouTube videos for a long time and nobody around me seems to really mind that much. There's also time, a constant presence. You know, I don't have time to start this project right now, or if I do start this project, I won't have time to continue on with it. I am putting undue pressure on my future self by starting this project because I won't have time and it'll be stressful. I'd love to be able to counter this with a strong and clever argument, but I struggle with time. I tend to just end up starting the project and not really caring that I have so many other things to do. And sometimes the time appears, or you manage to, you know, organise yourself better so you can do all of the things. And sometimes you just end up with 20 tasks to do in a day and no way you're going to be able to actually do them all. But I guess at least if some of those tasks get done, you're further along than you were. And then the other reason I find not to start projects is, what does it matter? It could be inferiority, like, why am I doing this thing? I'm not the right person to be doing this thing. Or the one that I have found in the last year to be my biggest problem is when so many terrible things are happening in the world, why should I be concentrating on or spending time on this frivolous thing? I think there's a balance to be struck, and I think that everybody's balance is slightly different, and I have no idea where my balance is. In the last year, the times when I've been completely stationary in projects are the times when there's a big world event and I'm thinking I should be learning about that, I should be talking about that, but I feel like I should not be being so stationary on the creative side when all of this important stuff is going on, because I need that stuff, we need that stuff. There was a tweet I saw this morning to creative people saying, you know, this is when we need your things. And even if it doesn't help other people, if it helps you a bit, I think it's not a bad thing. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about this week. I'm going to start editing this video now. Another busy day. I am away this weekend and I'm on a business course for 4 days next week, which is a bit of a concern because I am the dictionary definition of an introvert and I have 2 relatively big social things one after the other. So I suspect I will be pretty exhausted for a while, trying to take it easy today and tomorrow so I am prepared, but there's only so much you can prepare for just a lot of people at once. It'll be fine, it'll be good. I hope you have a great day and I will see you tomorrow.